on this Monday, episode 221 of the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast. Now, we did a story, and J.Prince, talked about this on the Breakfast Club. And when we heard this, Sandman, it blew our mind because he actually talked about a DEA agent, who was set out to pretty much kill him, try to destroy Rap-A-Lot Records. Now, reports surfaced yesterday that he's a former DEA agent, Chad Scott, was convicted by a jury for corruption charges. They're saying that him and his co-defendant Rodney Geemer stem from being accused of taking money and items during drug raids and destroying evidence. They say Scott was found guilty of 2 counts of perjury, 2 counts of falsifying government records, and 3 counts of obstruction of justice. Now, according to J.Prince, once again, he was set out to destroy Rap-A-Lot Records along with Death Row and Murder Inc. Remember, I actually did a video on this a year ago on Hip Hop News Uncensored. But this is scary. We talked about this real briefly in a pre-production meeting, and when people start, we talk about the conspiracies and everything and the government. People never want to believe it. But this right here is an example right in your face that says a DEA agent was corrupt and he was set to destroy our prominent hip hop labels at the time. Who knows what's out there now, Sam, man? What do you think about this news? Former DEA agent Chad Scott being convicted.
It's crazy, but is it really crazy? Now, we had somebody who was more beloved than we could have ever imagined. Our brother Nipsey Hussle passed away in April, the 1st of April. Mm-hmm. And immediately everyone was trying to denounce certain theories, this, that, and the third. If you read J.Prince's book, I believe he even talks about and elaborates on this very incident, among other incidents that have happened throughout his life with various law enforcement officials. And we ain't talking about your local PD. We're talking about some high profile law enforcement officials that makes you beg the question and wonder, why is he fucking with me? What did I do so crazy that he's messing with me? My ownership and this or that really is a threat like that. Very, very interesting to look at. And now to see that he was dirty, as soon as I read this, it made me go to watch that Meek Mill thing, that Meek Mill documentary on Amazon.
Okay, dope.
The one you were telling me about, because I remember just hearing about Philly and the situation that he was going through. And I was just like, yo, I got to watch this now. So I turn it on and I hear Philadelphia. And I'm just like, damn. And they just talk about the police corruption. And they were just getting into it. I ain't even watched it all yet. And it's just, this goes on, man. This goes on a lot. A lot of people, when you denounce the conspiracy theory, you got to really pay attention and look at all angles and understand this happens to us. When you talk about the COINTELPRO, and you talk about their systematic schemes and the way that they were trying to set up almost like a battleship, so you will set up the opposition to completely wipe them all out. It's continuing to this day. And they know rap, sports, these are where the black voices are being heard like no other. And now they're starting to gain some real money, some real wealth from it. Yeah, we got to target them. They seen J.Prince as a threat early on. They tried to take him out early on. And now we're starting to see that people around that was dirty. It's scary, man. Because what can you do to a dirty cop? What can you do?
I mean, it serves as a wake-up call that, like, for one, like, you got to just take it like it's still going on to this day. Like, I'm sure J.Prince and all them guys, still move accordingly. And it's scary. What can you do? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I would never say it here, what you would probably have to do in a situation, but we already know what J.Prince talked about, and, having standoffs and shit and holding the heat with him because it's that type of situation. If it's a cop is dirty, I mean, you ain't really got a shot in hell.
You have no shot.
Yeah, so it's just like, but again, when you talked about even that part, on the Netflix documentary with Meek Mill, when, it's common for cops to be dirty, and it still is. It's just common force. And what makes it so sick and dirty is that you're never going to have a cop that's going to step up and go against the machine. So it's just like, shit, if you come into a dirty, precinct, well, shit, it's a dirty precinct. Because you say shit, you might get a bullet in your fucking head.
Would the driver ever go and testify against the mob boss?
That's what I'm saying.
Not ever.
That's what I'm saying. So, you got a rule like that with fear and intimidation. They might, send a picture of your kid, or we know where your kid go to school, or something like that. That'll push a lot of people back. So we got to understand this is a very, very real phenomenon. It's not fake, and we are targets. But the thing that we can do, I think, to counteract all of this as, you know, a strength in numbers. You know, we need more leaders. We need more people that to be aware of stuff like this. We need more power in this country. So shout out, you know, to these guys who started out doing their thing, whether it be hip hop, the marketing labels, whatever you got out there, because it's still a start somewhere. And that's what we about, man. Power at the end of the day.
Power at the end of the day. And they talk about post-traumatic stress and things like that, and mental health. Look, you got to think about this. Scarface wrote a song about this dude in 2000. And I think he wrote 2 songs about this dude. Really just it's disgusting. He was in their brains, in their souls, in their mind, and there was nothing they can do about it. I don't know if you read this, oh God, but we'll close with this. He'll be sentenced December 4th, which is nearly 19 years to the day the U.S. Committee on Government Reform reviewed both Scott and his partner Jack Shoemaker's publicized investigation into J.Prince Rap-A-Lot Records. After Scott was arrested last year, J.Prince shared his thoughts on the matter in an Instagram post. So like I said, it's still real heavy on him to this day.
But think about it, though, like 19 years, all that time, he was just, you know, they just found that. Imagine how much other shit, how much other people he screwed. And imagine how many other cops. And that's what's great about the Meek Mill documentary. It just shows you like that. It was probably thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people who have been victims of these corrupt cops. But, you know, we got a long way to go here in this country, man. It's like you said, it shouldn't be a surprise, though.
And I mean, it has to go to say it took a billionaire Jewish white dude and a billionaire rap mogul to even allow a Meek Mill documentary like that to exist.
Yeah.
It takes capital. Imagine the people who don't have it, which is a lot.
Right.
Damn.
And it took them thinking a certain way, because I'm sure Meek probably had the money, but he, you know, according to the documentary, what's the guy's name from the Sixers again? The owner?
Oh, Michael
Your
Rubin.
boy, yeah, Rubin. He, you know what I'm saying, pretty much got this private investigator team to go in and start doing some heavy investigation on the circumstances around Meek Mill's case, the cops and everything. You know, they went back to the scene of the crime and reenacted everything. If they wouldn't have done that, if he wouldn't have had the, you know, the foresight to see that, Meek Mill would probably be still tied up in the system. So it took him thinking like, all right, let's go back and look at all this shit that really happened. And when they went back and they see and they said, oh, this shit's not adding up.
It was crazy. It wasn't until Meek Mill's documentary came out that he got acquitted, if I'm not mistaken.
That's facts. It's facts.
So look at the power. Goddamn.
Yeah.
11 years, 12 years. How long was he on probation? 12 years?
11, I think.
It took a docu-fucking-mentary by 2 billionaires to get him off.
Man.
Lord.
Yeah.
We got to give more hope, and hopefully that prison justice reform that they're doing is giving more hope. We see what Pusha T was doing. We were just talking about that a couple of days ago, and I seen a real interesting comment. I'll talk about off camera to you about that. Remind me when we get off camera, because I read something interesting about that whole Pusha T situation.
Yeah.
A comment was left.
Okay, no doubt, definitely. Yeah, man, but you're tuned into the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast with your brother, Old God, and Sam, man. We going in today on this Monday. If you're enjoying the content, I need everybody to go ahead and hit that 5-star rating, family, right now. And do not forget to subscribe to the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast. We in the building today. Actually, we covered everything on my side of the table.
Nice.
I didn't know if you had anything over there you wanted to throw and talk about. And
nah, you was throwing random shit, man. We wasn't supposed to talk about that T.I. thing, and it was thrown randomly in there. I think another Fetty Wap. That was a great conversation, man. Salute to that. And obviously, let's do another quick recap. We just talked about J.Prince and that dirty ass cop Chad Scott being caught and being. I think his trial is due this December 4th, so we'll be paying attention to that. Kevin Hart had a horrific accident. All prayers going to Kevin Hart right now, having successful back surgery. Rick Ross was on Good Morning America, if I'm not mistaken, on a morning show doing his thing, talking about a book, talking in his book about lean abuse and how that almost killed him, having seizures, and attributing to that. And then I think the topic of the day that you guys will enjoy on the podcast, Uncensored, Raw, and Uncut, Malik Yoba, your boy.
Dookie ass nigga.
Omar called him a dookie shooter. See, they're going to be coming after us soon. Look, we mean no harm. We just...
Hey, man, you got to get it raw over here. I mean,
not over here.
Say that.
Or over there. I can talk about me. I don't do that shit. Fuck that. But yeah, man, we love each and every one of y'all, man. Salute to each and every one of y'all listening on the podcast. If you haven't done it already, tell a friend to listen to the most dangerous, raw, underrated podcast out here today. We do appreciate each and every one of y'all support. Obviously, go download the radio.com app right now. If you listen to our commercial, we got a commercial out there that's out here moving across the airwaves on the radio. I think V103 and Georgia's playing it right now. So go download the radio.com app. You hear your brother Old God is saying, man, drop a comment. Let us know you heard it. Show us some support. And then go share that, Joe.